Son of a bitch, I just remembered I got a final exam to study for this weekend. Good thing my buddies over at the fraternity faked a school shooting so that I could have more time to study. Rock on, baby. Let's get into it.
Pass the test. God help the rest.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to FACCI'S Fudge Monster Cinema. On today's review, once again, unfortunately following in the footsteps of Filthy Dan, I am reviewing 1981's Final Exam, another slasher from the year of the slasher. This one stars Cecilia Baghdadi, Ralph Brown, and was directed by Jimmy Houston. I'm going to start off by saying real quick, very underwhelming. Filthy Dan really enjoyed this one. Myself, on the other hand, thought it was lame. So lame. Unfortunately, I probably should give it another watch, but I don't know. It's gonna take some time before I dive back into that one again, let me tell you. Story about this one, it follows a killer who is killing the remaining students left on campus days before summer break. Complete Halloween ripoff. Obviously, the killer has no motive. He walks like Michael Myers, uses a butcher knife like Michael Myers. He doesn't speak like Michael Myers. Just super generic. And, everything wanted to be like Halloween and Friday the 13th because they were so successful. But this one, it just didn't have the vibes for me. It didn't work. Opening kill scene of the movie. We got a couple making out by, I guess, like a lake or something. Too late. We only see one of the kills barely, and the other one's just the girl screaming, and then that's it. But the killer lifts the dude straight up out of the car after he cuts into the convertible top. Literally lifts the guy straight up. That must be one powerful son of a bitch to lift that guy straight up from like leaning into the car, and then puts him on the hood, and you just see just some stabbing like you'd see in Psycho back in the day. Kind of what it reminded me of, the stabbing motion. So that's the opening kill sequence. Lame, very underwhelming. We're gonna go from there. The college where the stuff takes place is Lanier College, I believe. The neighboring college is where the murders happened, the first ones, and then the killer got in his van and drove over to the other college, where the fraternity did a prank that today would never, ever be tolerated. Those kids would have went to jail, no doubt about it. They faked a school shooting with automatic rifles, jumping out of a van with ski masks, shooting everyone, and the people are falling down and blood's coming out and everything. And I was thinking, do I have the right movie in? Did it change on me on accident? Because it takes a total 180 turn to like an action movie or something like that. And I was like, what the hell's going on? And then the van goes away and they take off their masks and shit. And they're like, oh yeah, we did it, woo! It was a freaking college prank. And a couple of the kids were so freaking scared and shit. And the other girl was like, that was so good. She's like, what do you mean? She's like, you didn't see their bumper sticker to the fraternity on the back of the van? It's so funny. Yeah, that's not a funny prank at all. So a lot of those kids get off the campus because they think it was a real shooting. They leave just so the kids can have more time to study for their, you guessed it, final exam. But yeah, that's a pretty messed up prank. And another messed up prank, they tied this one pledge, Gary, to a tree after they stuffed like a whole shit ton of ice down his pants with his ding dong in his dingleberries. And they leave him there all day. So yeah, I'm pretty sure his dick and balls would have been frozen off, or he would have needed a procedure to fix that shit, because he was there all day and that was a shit ton of ice. I'm pretty sure that's not good for a man's dick to be completely frozen for 8 hours. And nobody goes to get him. They leave him tied to that damn tree. His girlfriend doesn't even come to get him. And then the ropes snap and you're like, he thinks, oh, thanks for coming back to get me. Dude, you know it's some night somebody coming to help you. The killer unties him, then jumps out and stabs the shit out of him. What a shock. We get a lot of stabbings in this movie. Pretty much every kill is a stab. Same motion, same everything. With the killer who looks like he should be in No Country for Old Men with that haircut he got going on. I don't know what they were thinking when they picked this guy. I guess Michael had no motive. Let's have this guy have no motive and don't say a damn word either. But it didn't work. Maybe if he was in a costume, a mask, something, but it didn't work. Wild Man in this movie, he's one of the fraternity dudes. He's freaking mad crazy too. He was trying to get some drugs from the coach's office. The killer goes there, his like neck gets tied up in this weight machine, and the weights go up, and it freaking strangles him right there. I mean, that was pretty unique and pretty cool, but still wasn't enough to save the killer. Get lame stabbing after lame stabbing. Every death is very similar. Same knife motion. It just got old. And it's just one that I believe most of you are probably going to skip. Courtney is our final girl in this movie, if you want to call her that, I guess. She runs into the conservatory to warn her friend, I believe, Lisa. But she gets chased to the top of the tower. The killer's coming, but the coach hears the yell as the coach comes. And he brings his bow and arrow, and as he pulls that bow and arrow back and releases, that killer says, "You shooting at me? Are you shooting that arrow at me, bitch?" Catches that arrow mid-flight. Badass ninja Michael Myers moves. Walks down them steps, stabs the coach, and then this coach like weirdly stumbles back down the steps and dies. So the killer goes back up to get Courtney, and they get in like a tussle, like manages to push him off the tower. He hits the ground. Unlike other movies, this final girl goes down, grabs that knife and stabs the shit out of him 12 times. She probably should have been the killer. She knew how to use a knife, unlike the killer in this movie, who did have no clue how to use a knife. And then she just goes, sits on the steps, the credits roll, and you're like, wow, it was fucking lame. Very underwhelming. I love the college atmosphere. I mean, I like mystery and a killer, but gotta give me something here. A little bit, anything. It had better kills and some gore. There's no gore in this movie, there's no blood. The most blood was from the school shooting. That was fake. So, it's from the year of the slasher, I get it, 1981. But this one gotta be near the bottom of the barrel when it comes to 1981. Personally, if you're a huge slasher fan, once again, dive into it. Watch it just to say that you watched it. If you're a regular general horror fan, pass that shit, swipe it to the left like on Tinder, and move on to the next one. I'd have to give it another 1.5 out of 5. It's all it did for me, to be honest with you guys. That was rough to get through, but those are my thoughts on Final Exam. Definitely going to keep pumping out these 80s cheesy movies. I got a bunch more to go. I freaking love doing this. Like I said, if you guys have any recommendations, any requests, leave them down below in the comments. And if you've seen this movie, where does it rank in your 1981s of the slashers? Does it rank as low as mine, or did you guys have a little bit more love for it? I'm highly doubting you did, but let me know. And as always, shit! Tomorrow's Monday. I gotta go study for my exam. Hold on, I gotta go make a fake school shooting. I'll be right back. Have a scary day.